Live Radar. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
All right, a very good Monday evening to you, everyone. All told, definitely not a bad Monday here across mid-Michigan. Sure, we were seeing much more gorgeous weather over the weekend, but at least we kept the mild temps around today ahead of the rain that will be rolling in this evening. And as we recover, of course, from losing the hour of daylight, or losing the hour just overall yesterday due to the daylight saving time change, I think the reward is more than worth it. We take a look at your almanac today for the Flint area. Made it to 61 degrees for the high temp so far, and I wouldn't be shocked if we go up another degree or two as the bulk of this system rolls in later this evening. As you can see, that is well above the average of only 40 degrees we should be hitting. We've actually been warmer on this date. Just 4 years ago in 2016, we made it to 72 degrees on this date. But here's perhaps, I think, the best part of all of this here. You look at our sunset time. Because of that hour shift, it's now 7:35 p.m., just giving us a little bit more daylight, of course, to enjoy now that our evenings are starting that trend of turning a little bit milder. But, of course, have your umbrella handy if you're headed out this evening. First Warn 5 pinpoint Doppler radar live from MBS showing just a few waves of light sprinkle activity continuing off toward the north and east as they've been doing for the past several hours. The steadier rains beginning to gather on the west side of the state will be generally on the lighter side, but will start to roll in across the region between the 6 and 8 o'clock time frame. So expect your travels this evening, if they do take you out to the roads, to become increasingly slippery. Take a live look outside tonight. We'll head to downtown Flint, where it's largely dry for the time being, but very pleasant despite these gray skies. 61 degrees. Not that there's any wind chill to be worried about out there tonight. Southwest wind at about 9 miles per hour on this very spring-like early Monday evening here. As we look at the First Warn 5 Sky Tracker, here's the system coming our way. It's a cold frontal boundary. Weak area of low pressure is going to ride up into the UP this evening. That's not really the focus. It's this larger, stronger area of low pressure over Missouri. It's going to track northeastward into the state overnight, spreading a period of steady rain in across the region. But despite all that rain, thankfully, we're not worried about any flooding concerns due to the fact that we just don't have any snowpack on the ground, so nothing to accelerate snow melt, thus putting a reasonable amount of water into the system, something that I think the ground will have no trouble handling. So here's how it times out. Hour-by-hour forecast at 8 o'clock, we begin to see the first push of steadier, slightly heavier rain coming in across most of the region, mainly from the Tri-Cities on north and west, but you'll certainly be seeing at least some intermittent light rain by 8 o'clock along I-69. Steady light to moderate rain spreads in across most of the region around midnight, especially closer to the approaching frontal boundary where, say, around Houghton Lake, maybe even toward the Lake George and Clare areas, you may briefly experience some heavier downpours, and wouldn't completely rule out a stray rumble of thunder during the overnight period here as well. That rain will continue in earnest until about 5 o'clock in the morning. So if you're a very early riser tomorrow, expect to be encountering some light to moderate rain coming on down. By 8 o'clock, most of it has moved east into the northern thumb. So still expect some lingering wet roads across most of the region. But then it's like flipping a switch. We hit lunchtime, rain's gone. Clouds still hanging out across the southern end of Saginaw Bay and into the I-69 corridor, but quick clearing, that is, to the north and west, continuing to gain some steam, leading back to mostly sunny skies as we head on into tomorrow afternoon. As far as rainfall amounts from this system, we're looking at generally between about a quarter to as much as half an inch of rain, with the heavier amounts, as you can see, generally congregating to the northwest side of Saginaw Bay. 40 is going to be the overnight low by morning, with periods of rain under mild and breezy conditions otherwise. Lingering rain early tomorrow gives way to mostly sunny skies in the afternoon and a high back to only about 48 degrees. I know we've been spoiled the last couple of days. So for our election day tomorrow, not faring too badly overall weather-wise. We'll go back to 41 on Wednesday, and then another jump into the 50s by the time we hit Thursday. David and Meg.